George Gakugu from Liquid Telecom Kenya Limited. I'm a pre-sales engineer within the solutions section of our commercial team. And basically, I'm very excited to actually come and speak to you about digitizing the Sacco industry. This is an area that, over and above just being a part of the industry that we serve, has been an area that to some extent has schooled me. Yeah. And so I'm happy to be here, and I'd like to take you through the presentation on digitizing the Sacco industry. I come from a service provider background, and so my view of things may be a bit different from the Sacco providers, but that's where these kind of engagements come in, so that we can both be able to exchange our views and be able to come up with the most suitable kind of solutions. So I think before we even go too much into digitizing, I wanted to just make it very clear that as Laura has mentioned earlier, as a sector of the economy and as is regarded currently as a subsector of the economy, the Sacco ecosystem and the Sacco industry as large is very big. As you may note, the Sacco industry has assets of over 550 billion Kenyan shillings. And the contribution to Kenya's GDP as we speak is about 5.7% of the GDP, with a membership of over 3.59 million members, employing over 9,000 employees. And in this case, I'm just talking about the registered deposit-taking cooperative institutions, which are currently, as at 2019, 173. This is in excess of the 15,000 registered societies and unions, which may exist outside the SASRA registered deposit-taking institutions. You will agree with me that this is by no means a small industry, and it needs to be regarded as such. And many of the players in the industry have actually indicated that the Sacco industry holds a lot of money, members' savings and members' contributions. And sometimes it is said that it could actually rival the banking industry. I may not be the one to say whether this may be the case or not, but it is a big industry. And being the industry that it is, I think we now need to look at it with the seriousness that it deserves, and more to that from a digitization perspective, because long gone are the days when we were content with just table banking and going to make our contributions using savings books, which when we lost those books, then we may have lost our savings. The kind of assets that are held will actually require for us to look at it differently and to look at how can we digitize this so that it can take us to the next level. It has been said that Sacco industry is actually very unique to Africa. And I tend to believe that because it has grown based on trust. And that has been the basic fabric of the Sacco industry, that because of the trust that the members have built into this Sacco industry, then it has allowed it to grow without the major regulatory oversight until that point where SACCOs started adopting and allowing for membership outside of their core area of actually onboarding. In this case, what we previously looked at was that if it was a specific Sacco like Steamer Sacco, it only addressed those employees employed by either Kenya Power or Kengen or ERC or that group of companies. Today, Steamer Sacco, for example, serves members of virtually the entire economy. And so that brings the need, actually, to transform the way they do their things. It's no longer, adequate for us to have just a steamer Sacco stationed at, the Kenya Power offices or just communicating to the Kenya Power HR. It needs to have tools and systems that will allow for them to reach out to the larger industry. Because today, Steamer Sacco is open to all members of the public, and it applies to so many other SACCOs. And so, by and large, what this means is that in digitizing the Sacco, it will be very important to have technology as the cornerstone of the organization's strategy, because from a strategic perspective, this is very important. We are no longer talking about it as an IT functional. It will be a major driving of the organization's operations. And more to that, it will be through this that we will be able to manage the entire customer journey. And more to that, we shall be able to deliver technology-driven products to our economy. Technology-driven products. That's what we'd like to talk about. And what do we want as an outcome of this whole discussion? From our perspective, I think the idea is to develop what we will call an ideal digitized, fully digitized Sacco. And this is what we will be calling the DG Sacco. And so this DG Sacco will be something that we shall actually carry along in our subsequent discussions. And basically, in this case, what we shall be talking about is enabling the SACCOs to be able to actually offer services through the digital channels and having technology in all aspects of the fabric. In this case, we are talking about from the SACCO members being able to appreciate the value of technology. In this case, SACCO members are actually those people who save on a monthly basis. Those people who at the AGM will actually approve for a budget to be able to purchase technology services. And they're the most important people, by the way. And we also have the Sacco executive. Sacco executive starting from the management committees, the board of directors, supervisory committees, all the way to the board of directors and now the senior management from the C-level. I think this is very important that our DG Sacco will have a buy-in from these very critical areas of the organization. And more to that is going down to the operations. And here is where we talk about appreciating the business transformation in all aspects of the operation. Appreciating that technology is not just a function of one unit or one department within the organization, but actually a major cog within the entire operation. And having a way of integrating all the services to the different aspects of interaction that we may have. Long gone are the days that organizations operated in silos. Today, we need social media to be able to be integrated to the day-to-day operations of the organization. We need SACCOs to have a way to interact with people through bots. And these integrations all the way to WhatsApp, all the way to other channels of social media will be very important. And all this, at the bottom of it, is the customer. These are the people who drive the organization on a day-to-day basis. These are the people to whom the SACCOs shall be serving. And obviously, along all this, together with the employees and everyone in the processes, is the cultural aspect of it. And this is what we target to achieve in the DG Sacco. We target to achieve being able to have a fully digitized ecosystem where the SACCOs will operate and be able to deliver their services. Basically, what will be the goal for this? Maybe you may ask. Why will you want to digitize in any case? And in digitizing, I'm not talking about using Excel sheets. I'm not talking about just using, the traditional systems where we have one standalone system for payroll. We have another system for core banking. We have another system for CRM, all those operating in different silos. We are talking about a fully meshed and integrated digital operations And in this case, what we are saying is that by achieving what we are saying will be the DigiSacco, what we are looking at is that we shall achieve what we will be looking at as increased reach, where we are saying that we will actually go beyond the traditional geographical limitations, where previously we needed to open a branch and open an office in a specific county to be able to say that we can serve those people. We are now saying that we can reach the entire country of operation as long as we are licensed. Secondly, I mean, service offering. We are at that age where we need to be able to offer products and services that are actually very, very flexible and agile, and products that we can actually develop based on the customer needs of the day. Because look at it this way, COVID came and COVID is slowly going away. But during this COVID period, there were specific products and offerings that will have really helped. There are specific offerings and services that were specific to that COVID period. We are being told that schools will be reopened, and maybe we need to come up with a product or package that will specifically address that. We are also seeing that there are many people who are losing employment. From our traditional operations, I think it will be very important that we offer services that will now address the new and emerging trends within our offering. The obvious efficiency and efficacy, I mean, we will want now to deliver efficiency. We will want to have the highest levels of accuracy in our DigiSacco. Cost reduction, obviously, because of operational efficiency. Transparency and accountability. In digitization and using the DigiSacco, we expect to actually be able to deliver services within the highest levels of transparency. Our members today are more vigilant than ever. We have seen instances where members have lost their money, and we need to be as transparent and as accountable as possible. With digital platforms and digital transformation, this will actually be a way that we shall be able to address. And more to that, compliance to regulation will be very important, as well as reporting and access to third-party platforms. As we said, we will no longer be operating in a vacuum as just serving a specific area. We will be operating in a way where we will integrate to other platforms, be it to CRB, to ATM networks, check processing systems, agency banking, and the likes. So this is what we are targeting to achieve through the digital transformation and what we are calling the DigiSacco. That Sacco, which actually we say that at the end of it all, we are able to achieve all these in our goals. Yeah. And what will be our digital transformation model for the DigiSacco? I think the biggest pillars for us in all this will be to ensure that, number one, our customers, these are the reason why as SACCOs we exist, engagement of our customers, empowering our employees. These are the people who drive the organization on a day-to-day basis to those heights that we dream of. Optimizing our operations, day-to-day operations, very important. It has a direct effect on the bottom line. It has a direct effect on the efficiency that we use, and obviously transforming our products. As we said earlier, times are changing and changing really fast. How can we be able to transform our products and deliver products as fast as the requirements come? Just recently, we were talking about COVID coming and businesses closing down. Today, I think the conversation is different. Maybe we were offering salary loans to people. Today, it may be microcredit services. How are we able to transform and offer this kind of products in a very agile manner and still being able to put in the most basic requirements of accountability, of transparency of our services, and obviously a visibility to our customers with a way that we have a touch point to each and every aspect of the customer journey within this Sacco run and during the customer journey, during the entire interaction with the Sacco. And so during this presentation, I'll just do a quick touch on one of the aspects, which in this case is the customer aspect. And what I'd like to actually highlight is that through the digitization that we are talking about for SACCOs, we will want to move from the current state where people are actually struggling to provide the mobile services to customers through different systems to the future state where we shall be able to offer services anytime, anywhere, within the best customer-centric way of offering. And this is becoming very apparent to us. When we talk about any time, sometimes we may take it for granted and think it's a cliche. But hey, we've been under what we call curfews, and we could not leave our houses at 7 p.m. So as a SACCO, as a financial institution, how can we offer our services to our members anytime, whether they are at home, whether they are in the office, any time of the day, anywhere? It became very apparent that we had what was called a semi-lockdown, and people found themselves up country and they could not access their SACCOs which were actually maybe in Nairobi. How do we enable our customers and our stakeholders to access these services from anywhere? And basically, when we talk about the DigiSacco, we are asking ourselves, from a customer perspective, can we offer these services anytime, anywhere? Can we offer through many channels? Can we then sell different and more products and services? And can we increase our customers' loyalty and satisfaction? By doing that, I will tell you that today we are talking about 500 billion, but there's a lot of money that is lying there that we can actually tap into. So by way of understanding, I think it will be very clear and very necessary for us to be able to actually look at how is it that our customers will be able to access these services from us, and in which means and in what form shall we be able to actually access this. And the way we look at it is being able to offer our customers the different channels that are available for them to access, from walking to the bank to actually accessing through mobile and online, and also through calling or IVR. These are new technologies that are coming in and that we shall be able to actually demonstrate how we can very well capably be able to offer these services to them. And by way of offering these services, one of the very basic requirements for this will be in terms of connectivity. The other will be aspects to do with the way and the type of products that we shall offer. And more importantly, what will this lead to? So through the DigiSacco program, we shall be able to offer through any channel. And by any channel, I mean through different means, and offering a product that has a natural user experience, in which case we may have someone who is from up country and they may want the services to be offered in Kiswahili. Why not be able to offer it in Kiswahili with the technologies that we have? And obviously, having analytics at the back of this all, how will we be able to deliver these services through analytics? And offering, we will, different products and services. And this is where we will look at how do we offer different services of the traditional loans, in addition to that, packaging insurance services, packaging investment services onto the products that we shall offer as the SACCOs. And at the end of it all, what this will mean is that there will be increased customer satisfaction. We shall have new products that will come out of this. And more importantly, we shall have customers who are more loyal to us and who will continue banking or saving with us. And basically, that's what we want. That for those customers who have been so loyal, let us give them a reason to even remain more loyal. And for those who have seen that it has been a struggle to access the SACCO services, let us give them a channel to do this. And in this case, what I'm looking at is from the most basic aspect of customer acquisition all the way to that aspect of customer operations. And also in this aspect of customer, there is also a very important aspect of the Sacco having an aspect to be able to have a 360-degree view of the customer. What I mean by this is that for every touch point that we have had with the customer, we need to be able to track and understand how has the customer experience been on all the stages of the customer onboarding and operation. By this, we mean that from the day that a customer inquired on the services that we offer, how will we be able to track that relationship all the way to the day that the customer actually opened an account, through the days that we did KYC, know your customer processes with the customer, all the way to the customer being able to access loans, and the customer being able to even save more, and being able to even make transfers and buy services from this Sacco. How are we as the organization able to have a 360-degree view of all this? You know, it calls for multiple systems and services to be brought together in a very seamless manner to be able to deliver this. So for example, with CRM systems integrated to BI, we shall be able to have very good touch points on how we integrate and interact with the customers. We also would very well be able to interact with our customers with a different channel, be it through bots that we may be running on this platform, through Skype for Business, and many other platforms that we may be able to offer. And more to that, from the organization perspective, from the internal operation perspective, how about being able to access expertise and collaboration with different partners within the ecosystem to be able to offer those kind of services that we envision that will be the most ideal for the customer that we are targeting. And remember, today's customer is not really the kind of customer that we had yesterday. Today's customer will need a loan within 24 hours, and that 24 hours is actually what he needs. Because, you know, that 24 hours, if we were to delay it by an additional 48 hours, will mean a lot to our customers. It will mean the difference between getting that tender delivered and not. It will mean the difference between that mother being able to access medical services and not. So it is very important that we allow our customers to access the services as per what we have promised. And how best will we be able to do this other than by using digital platforms? This is the only way that we can bridge and break those barriers of physical, geographical constraints by using digital platforms and by using underlying technology that will actually be able to deliver these services across the country. And that's where we are looking at being able to be in the near future. And so one of the things that probably may come out is, so how do we start and how do we measure where we are and where we are heading? And from the DigiSacco perspective, we have been able to actually borrow some of these models that have already been set up and are tried and tested to be able to come up with models that will work right now and in the future. And what we have done is to borrow models on digital transformation, where organizations have moved from ad hoc ICT digital platforms, we're going to opportunistic, where we have different siloed digital platforms, all the way to the optimized platform. And this, I think, is where we expect to be. In this case, we will be calling ourselves the digital disruptors. And by this, what we mean is that we have already taken care of the underlying ICT requirements. We are now leveraging on this digital platform and these digital systems to be able now to become a digital disruptor, to be able to be in a position to offer services at the click of a button, to be able to know that we need to actually redirect and actually modify our services as quickly as possible, but within the confines of what our regulators have actually put in place. And this is what we are calling the ideal case, that from a Sacco level, what we are looking for is that once we go through the entire Sacco digital transformation exercise, then the organization will be at a point where they are carrying out what we will now call digital disruption, where we will be actually offering products that have previously not been imagined to be offered by organizations of our size. And remember, at this point, it's not really about the size of the organization that matters. It is about the type of product and the kind of customer that we are dealing with and how we very well fit into their requirements. And basically, that's where we are heading. We are heading to become the digital disruptors of this economy. And as we said earlier, SACCOs have been there, SACCOs shall be there, but SACCOs will be taking their rightful place in the economy. And the SACCOs will actually be offering those products that they need to. And this is where we shall be actually offering, yeah? Obviously, all this is not without challenges and not without hurdles. And what will be the hurdles that we will be looking at? The hurdles that we'll be looking at will be in about 4 or 5 areas. This being budgetary, human resources, service providers, security concerns, and obviously resistance by staff members. And they may be right in how they put it and how they may be actually resisting to these services. And so these are the areas that we look at as challenges. But then again, these are challenges that we expect to actually address and be able to actually deliver Sacco around this, yeah? So what really shall comprise of this digitization? I think from where we sit from the Sacco aspect, we'd be looking at systems that we need to actually deliver, infrastructure, very key for us, security. Security is an aspect that is a concern to all organizations who will be digitizing, and obviously communication and collaboration. I think we are now past just being able to share an email to collaboration, where we actually share workloads through collaborative means and be able to actually fine-tune it without multiple versions being generated that we even lose track of that. And those are the areas that we will be looking at in terms of digital transformation. And with this in place, I think we will all ask ourselves, how does Liquid Telecom come in? And in what perspective will Liquid Telecom assist organizations in delivering this? I think for those who have worked with us over the years and for those SACCOs that we have also partnered with, Liquid Telecom will come in providing, first of all, the most basic infrastructure that underlies all this Sacco discussion. And this will be the connectivity that we need to provide and the connectivity that we need to deliver. This connectivity, we have already set up 70,000 and more kilometers of fiber. We have already opened our physical locations in over 13 countries, with over 2,200 colleagues across the continent and hundreds of wholesale customers on board. I think Liquid Telecom will be the right partner, and not just in offering this infrastructure, but now in offering the services that are actually required. So we have set up the infrastructure, we have set up the systems that will be able to carry the organizations to what we call the Sacco. And for those who we may know the history, over the last 16 or so years, when Liquid Telecom has been in existence, we have moved from just being a wholesale carrier of services to being an ICT partner of choice. And in this case, what that means is offering all the way from data center services, which we have been doing since the year 2013, and connectivity services, which is just a background of Liquid Telecom, to becoming a cloud service partner in Africa, offering cloud services. This is something that Liquid Telecom, in partnership with Microsoft, has been able to offer to the general public as a cloud service partner. In this case, offering digital services across the continent to the entire breadth and width of the continent. But this does not mean that we're too big to be able to engage with the SACCOs that we would like to partner with. No, within Kenya, where we operate and where most of the SACCOs will be operating from, we do have a very robust team to be able to work and work with organizations in achieving the DG Sacco perspective that we are talking about, in being able to transform the businesses from having siloed organizational systems to having systems that are interconnected and that are able to drive services across in each and every aspect of the business ecosystem. Yeah. When you look at Liquid Telecom as a service provider and as a partner, one of the things that you will see is that we have been there and we will continue being there. If you look at even our track record, you will appreciate that this is by no means a small feat, being able to achieve what we have achieved. And more to that, we are actually here for the long haul. We are here to stay. And as a long-term strategic partner, we shall be able to understand your complexities, and we will work with you in ensuring that you achieve your DG Sacco. It is not just about offering products, but it is about offering products that we shall be able to carry on and be able to support moving forward. And in this way, that's why we say that in all these products that we offer, we shall have simplified account management. We shall be operating directly without necessarily working with the middlemen. And more to that, we shall offer managed services, which is very critical. Yeah. And so in summary, these are the services that Liquid Telecom would like to offer in your digital journey, all the way from internet and network infrastructure to our communication and collaboration, our compute and storage infrastructure. We are no longer just offering connectivity, but we are offering cloud-based infrastructure and storage services through partnerships with Microsoft, Azure, and the likes. Yeah. And security is a key aspect that we are offering moving forward in the aspect that we shall offer managed firewall services, security monitoring solutions, over and above outsourced hosting, or what we call colocation. Yeah. These are the basic underlying cogs that will drive your DG Sacco perspective. These are the infrastructural requirements that you will need to be able to actually have your DG Sacco. And the way we look at it in terms of a package is that at the end of it all, we shall have managed services that override the entire breadth of these services. In this case, we shall have internet, networks, and cloud taking up what we call the connected business. We shall offer protected business in terms of disaster recovery from our cloud services, disaster recovery from our colocation services, to security and compliance, and also professional services. And more importantly, digitized businesses that will allow for collaboration in all aspects of that. Yeah. So what next for those who would like to start the DG Sacco journey? I think, as we had said earlier, we are here to achieve the DG Sacco dream of becoming a digital disruptor. And for us to do that, we engage, where we enter into a discovery journey. We assess, where we discuss and talk to each other as the provider and the Sacco. We conceptualize your DG Sacco goals and your digital disruptor aspects of the business. We actualize that. And more importantly, we review and improve on it. Yeah. And for us, we would like to contact you through our digital channels. And we would also be open for you to contact us through the contacts that have been provided. Yeah. So with that, we'd like to invite you to work with us in achieving your DigiSacco journey. What we'd like is to become the SACCOs to become the digital disruptors of tomorrow. So Laura, thank you very much for that opportunity.
Thank you, George. And thank you for that very interesting presentation. You know, I keep saying when I attend these sessions, I'm here to learn something. I've never heard the term DigiSacco before. And I was really waiting for you to unpack it so I can understand better what you mean around the DigiSacco. And a few things stood out to me that I thought were very interesting. Of course, we all pick different things out of these sessions that we have, but I like to recap some of the exciting things that I pick up from, from the content that you deliver. And I really like your level of clarity with your delivery. I mean, one of the things that I picked out that I think is so important and that is key to any technology solution provider is to be customer focused. Okay, we make a lot of assumptions and forget who the consumer of the solution is. And I really like the fact that Liquid Telecom is customer focused and the technology solutions are product driven. Okay, so it's not about coming with the technology and forcing it down the throat. It's about what product is the customer trying to push out, and then how can technology help the customer push out that product. That I thought is fantastic. Sure. And then, there are several things that you brought up that I also found very exciting. Transparency and accountability. Money is a very sensitive thing. So it's important that when you're dealing with people's money, whether it's between two individuals, whether it's within a chama, whether it's a SACCO, whether it's a bank, you have to be transparent and you have to be accountable if you're handling anybody's money.
Definitely.
Compliance to regulation. I mean, I think it's important. We have seen big organizations go down, because of not being compliant. Look at what happened to Wirecard the other day. So we can't think that those things cannot happen. They can happen anytime. If the government decides to come down on you as an organization, you're done, And what better way to be able to remain compliant and ensure all systems are in check using technology. And then, we always hear a lot of solution providers come and talk about, oh, we can provide this and that solution for you where you don't need to worry about the bank, blah, blah, blah. Let's not forget who we are dealing with. Third-party platforms are very important. At the end of the day, banks were the first institutions we dealt with regards to dealing with our money. We can't stop interacting with banks. It would be very difficult to have that mind shift. So whatever we do from a technology perspective, let's think about how we can plug into all these other third-party solutions. If it's mobile money, if it's internet banking, if it's traditional banking, all those things, we need to think about that. I like the transformational journey that you talked about. It's important that people know what is going to happen now to the time they finish the journey. I think the final thing that stood out at me is the levels. So I took it this way. Maybe you meant something else, but maybe I can share what I felt about the DigiSacco levels. I looked at it like it's time for me, if I was running a SACCO from a technology perspective, to assess and see which level am I at. Exactly. And if I'm at that level, how much more do I need to do to get to the optimum level?
Exactly.
So do I have 3 more steps? Do I have 1 more step? Have I not even started? I might think I've started and maybe I haven't even started. So, those different levels that you put there, there are levels that I need to assess and be like, okay, this is what my journey is going to be. I can map out my journey, roadmap it, and maybe sit down with Liquid Telecom and be like, okay, this is where I am at. Let me be open and candid. This is where I am at. What does it take me to get from point A to point Z in the next 2 years? That kind of stuff. Okay, definitely. So that's my recap, and I'm very excited, and thank you so much. I mean, I think the audience also agrees with me that you did a fantastic job, and well done to that. Now we want to hear some of the amazing stuff that Liquid Telecom has done with Peter. Peter, are you available? Please put on your mic and your camera so we can see you and listen to your use case.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Peter.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I want to welcome all of you, the viewers, for this moment. Going to present about the Sacco executing digital strategies. My name, who is speaking to you, Peter Wafula, And that is my contact on your screen. That is my contact for those who might want to contact me after this presentation. I'll go straight to my slides. I'll talk about the efficacy and efficiency of fintech to SACCOs. We all know that SACCOs, as George has said earlier, we would really want to have a digitized SACCOs. And this will basically depend on the fintechs, the services that they offer through non-traditional channels, such as social media, empowering customers to a great extent. And I want to confirm to you that by this year, social media will be the primary medium to connect, engage, inform, and understand customers, from the mass social media mind to the minute of everyone. We all know what happened during the COVID, and this has taught us a very big lesson on engaging the SACCOs to fintech to help us digitize the Sacco. And this will as well place where customers research and compare bank offerings. Fintech solutions provides a way for legacy financial institutions to improve customers' retention and preference. And just to mention, all these fintech solutions and availability to customers will definitely depend on the service providers that we get from Liquid Telecom and services as MPLS services, direct internet access, Office 365, a stable DR site. And this is something that as Harambee Sacco we have a positive experience with, and more so during the time that we had COVID issues, whereby people work from home. And if you not have a stable internet service provider, definitely that wouldn't work for most of us. And also in fintech, we'll also have to have data enrichment. This is an extremely powerful tool that quality fintech firms brings to the game for SACCOs in Kenya to speak. The data can be used in products and services development, through research and development. And all this still will depend on the availability of your connectivity. Fintech solutions provide an opportunity to enhance even the loan portfolio, diversion, thus eventually growth to the loan book to the SACCO. When you could become more granular with each customer, you are more likely to find or offer consumers the exact product they need when they need them and at their own convenience. And this will depend on your online applications. So, and this still, the backbone is your connectivity for your online application. A fast-paced user increase has been observed in usage of websites or even web-based platforms. SACCOs can maximize website utility and availing online applications for loans or products such as ATM, among others. And this has been really experienced during this time of COVID, that most of SACCOs, and just to mention like Harambee, we've put most of our products online. And this will depend on the availability of our websites, and all our web-based platforms must be available 24 hours. And this solely depends on stable, efficient, direct internet access, the stable MPLS links, and well-equipped your DR sites, which we are proud of as Harambee to get from Liquid Telecom. We also have a 24-hour dedicated support from the Liquid team, which really help us avail the services to our members. And this will enhance even members' involvement, whereby you need feedbacks from your members. And this can only be enhanced or achieved by use of your emails. So you'll get that when you are on cloud, on your Office solutions, like us currently, we are using Microsoft Office 365 to provide a real-time email response. you'll find that you can easily access your mails anywhere, everywhere. Unlike when you have an on-prem exchange that at times you have connectivity issues that can't be reached. But when you're on cloud, that is a forgotten case, and resulting to increased customer satisfaction, and thus promotes brand loyalty between members and the Saccos. This is well achieved by implementing the exchange online through Liquid Telecom. Fintech partnership can help solve industry-specific points of pain. That includes, it can easily help us have solutions that are digitized to secure our credit card processing. Online application can be availed on web portals to make it easy for members to make applications at their own convenience. And this must depend on the availability and the links that you get from your service providers. Securing credit card processing online application can be availed on web portals to make it easy for members to make application on their own convenience. Transferring money, online funds, and money transfer, whether Saccos to bank, bank to Sacco, Sacco to mobile, mobile to Sacco. This is solved through fintech. And this we have experienced from our Sacco link availability that is very much stable by the support of Liquid Telecom. It can also increase even processing the loans. It also open an avenue for us even getting software as a service solutions offered by the fintechs. And all these software as a service solutions will definitely depend on your connectivity and availability of your data center anytime that it's required. Mobile banking applications and loan lending apps are on the rise. This means that there is a higher performance preferences, and thus Saccos should follow suit and develop their own mobile apps that are well equipped and offer self-help solutions. With the fintechs, data can provide Saccos to keener insights into what their customers are doing with their money. This again speaks to the power of data enrichment. Fintech partnership can provide that. And all these partnership, we cannot partner with any fintech technology or firms without a proper and well-established connections. Further, the power to the cloud quality, fintech firms have tapped into tools in delivering products, offers, and services specifically tailored to individual customers in real time. We find that this can easily help us digitize our Saccos space if we follow the fintech technology. But when we want to digitize our Sacco space, the question will be, how will we be available to our customers? We are not providers of services like MPLS, internet access. We must, again, look into the best and stable service provider for such services. And for sure, I can tell you, Liquid has given us the best of what we wanted. Thank you. That is my short presentation. And I want to thank you all, and thanks to Liquid Telecom.
Thank you so much, Peter. And I'm very happy about the fact that you shared your contacts at the beginning, because as I've always said, it's very important for us to have use cases in these sessions, so that if anybody wants somebody, a peer that they can reach out to, the peer is locally available. Not that we are told that a company in the US has deployed this solution, or in the UK or South Africa. That sometimes makes it a bit complicated for us to believe that the solution can work online. So we thank you very much for coming to share some of the things you've done in this space today. And we hope it has whetted the appetites of our attendees. One of the things that I picked up from your presentation that really stood out for me was the social aspect, which sometimes we tend to forget because we think it's a marketing thing. But it's one of those things of, if social media goes wrong, then you are in a hot place, as we have seen happening with a bank recently. So, you know, this is the voice of the customer, and we should be at the voice of the customer, and we should be able to respond to the voice of the customer as need be, as soon as possible, so that they don't feel like they're being left out.